Good evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
today's guest.
Sure, ma'am. Yes. Now, I would like to introduce the speaker, the key speaker for today's session, Mrs. Vandana Shinde. Let me just take you through her credentials and her work experience. Ma'am's education qualification, if I have to elaborate, ma'am has completed her BA in History, MA in Social Work, that is Family and Child Welfare from Tata Institute of Social Science, Devnar, from SNDT Juhu campus. Ma'am is currently pursuing her PhD in Social Science, Tata Institute of Social Science. Talking about ma'am's work experience, about 26 years of rich experience in areas of counseling, 26
in a judiciary to reduce the pendency of cases in a courts of India. It also helps, it also has a various settlement, including arbitration, conciliation, mediation, or negotiation. Then there are lok adalats, where even marriage counselors, where the marriage counselors has given report of settlement. Those cases are also kept, and other cases are also kept. So, madam, next slide. Legal remedies. So, in family court, people sought, remedies under various laws. That is Hindu Marriage Act. That slide, madam. Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Then there is Special Marriage Act 1954. Then Parsi Marriage and Divorce Act 1936. Amendment 1988. The Muslim Marriage Act 1939. Then Indian Divorce Act 1869. Indian Penal Code 1869, then Code of Civil Procedure of Code 1973, then Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956, Guardians and Wards Act 1890, Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act 1956, then Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, and under which the maintenance is clubbed here in family court. So there are various, remedies or relief sought under Hindu Marriage Act 1955. This act was enacted in Parliament in 1955 to amend and codify the marriage laws between Hindus mostly, for regulating institute of marriage, including validity and invalidity of marriage. So, like, deciding which is valid marriage, which is not valid marriage, what are the grounds should be, how do we define, how do we see the marriage as, in a legal framework. Because India and there are also Marriage Law Amendment Bill of 2010, which makes similar amendment to the Special Marriage Act of 1954. Now, Hindu Marriage Act has so many remedies where people come for in family court. That is restitution of conjugal rights. Now, restitution of conjugal rights, wherever the respondent or one of the partner is withdrawing from the society, or not being with the partner. So then the other partner can file a petition under Section 9 of Hindu Marriage Act for restoration of conjugal rights. Or one of the partner, by not giving any reason, but just leaving the partner, suddenly goes missing and not coming back, or not responding, or not having any such relationship. In that situation also, person can go ahead and file for restoration of conjugal rights. But finally, this has to be proved in the court, whatever the statement is made. So then only this rights will be granted. Then there is a judicial separation provision under Hindu Marriage Act is judicial separation. It is also a platform of a last resort before the legal breakup of the marriage, that is divorce. Now, why judicial separation? Here in family courts, there are so many issues couple come with a problem saying that we don't want to divorce. Okay, but we can't stay with each other. Reasons are various. It could be non-adjustment with each other. It could be non-tolerance. It could be, ego issues. It could be due to so many other, alcoholism, or whatever reasons, various reasons which I shared earlier in earlier slides. So it could be any reason. They cannot tolerate each other. They don't want to be as husband, wife, but they don't want to divorce because there is a social pressure. Because there are children who are small, they need to raise children. So for the sake of children, they want to be in a marriage. Then there is a provision of, going under judicial separation. So as soon as judicial separation is passed and husband or wife is under compulsion to live with his or her spouse, no compulsion. Either they can live under same roof, but they don't have to be, having the relationship, physical relationship. Or they can stay separately. There is no compulsion. Even if they are staying separately during judicial separation, it's fine. The aggrieved party to the marriage may present a petition of any of the grounds stated in previous divorce under section of the Hindu Marriage Act of judicial separation. Like whatever grounds I have shared, there are various grounds, for divorce which I will be sharing. But under those, if during judicial separation, if one of the spouse says that my partner is into adulterous relationship or is having other venereal disease or was mentally disturbed or whatever ground they may come up with, or so they may ask for the divorce, or they may proceed for the divorce. And of course, if the judicial separation is granted for 1 year or 2 year or 3 year, after that either of the party can proceed for the divorce on the basis of no cohabitation between them. Now, divorce has so many grounds. Legal separation of husband-wife is, just now I have said, judicial separation. That is also ground for divorce. Then section 13 of Hindu Marriage Act, adultery. Either of the spouse is having relation outside marriage. Huh? Or say indulge in sexual relationship outside marriage. So it is a ground for adultery. Or there is a cruelty, physical violence, mental violence. There is injury caused to one of the partner, or the limb fracture, or health is deteriorating due to the violence.
Ma'am, we cannot see the screen.
Okay. Rakhi madam.
Deepali,
Screen is
adjust the screen.
Yeah, divorce
Yeah,
surgery.
someone, Manisha Kande is presenting, so the screen got swapped.
Just hold on.
Divorce,
Hold on.
divorce side.
Manisha, can you revert back? It must be by mistake. Manisha, we need to present the screen.
May I continue or stop?
Please continue, ma'am. Let's see. Please continue.
Okay. Yeah. So, like there are cruelties, not denying of food, health, ill treatment, as I said, dowry-related abuse, uncontrollable and unreasonable sexual acts. So these are the reasons for cruelty reported. Then there is a desertion. If the spouse is voluntarily abandons his or her spouse, either husband or wife, anyone, abruptly just they abandon and leave and go away, for 2 years, 3 years. So that is a ground for desertion for the one of the spouse to file for the divorce. Then there is a conversion. One of the ground is conversion. In case of either or the spouse converts himself or herself into another religion, the other spouse may file a divorce case because that may not be accepted for the other any of the spouse. So either wife converts, then husband can file under conversion, or wife converts, then husband converts, then wife. So it's applies to both. Then there are mental disorders. Mental disorders can become a ground for filing for divorce if the spouse of the petitioner suffers from incurable mental disorders, insanity, and the petitioner cannot expect to stay together in such situations. And recently, like such cases where one couple had come with, wife has been schizophrenic, but it is very positive in that what I have observed, that the husband had continuously taken care of the wife, but now he is grown old and wife is also grown old, but now physically he is not so strong to retaliate or stop that kind of aggression when the wife becomes gets into those attacks of schizophrenia, and she tries to hit him or push him. So he decided to put her in asylum. He decided to continue to pay, not asylum as such, but my old age home where such people are taken care, and he continued to pay and visit her. So such situations are also there. So there are different various situations, but yes, this is also one of the ground, and he got divorced in that situations. Then leprosy. See, in case of leprosy which is incurable, like sometime it is aggravated and incurable, then other spouse can file for divorce. Then there are venereal diseases, various easily communicable to the other spouse. Then the other spouse can file for divorce. Then renunciation. If spouse renounces all worldly affairs, embarrassing or a religious order, then other spouse may take divorce. Not heard alive. Now, if one of the spouse is missing,